The Battle of Buttermilk Biscuits. Once upon a time in the small, tight-knit community of Sweetwater, there lived two women named Miss Billie Jean and Miss Lily White. These two ladies were notorious archrivals, constantly finding ways to undermine each other and share juicy gossip with anyone willing to lend an ear. It seemed that their lives were entangled in a never-ending feud, filled with hilarious shenanigans and a touch of absurdity. Miss Billie Jean and Miss Lily White were surprisingly similar in many ways. They had the same circle of friends, attended the same church, and even had their children born on the exact same day. However, there was one thing they passionately disagreed about: who made the best buttermilk biscuits in the entire world. Each claimed to possess the ultimate recipe for these delectable treats, but the truth was far from it. Whenever Miss Billie Jean attempted to bake her biscuits, they turned out as chewy as rubber, causing a hilarious scene as the unsuspecting neighbors struggled to chew their way through the rubbery delights. Miss Lily White, on the other hand, had a different problem. Her biscuits were harder than a cement block, causing a comical symphony of clattering teeth and cries for dental assistance. Despite their obvious shortcomings in the biscuit department, these two women never missed an opportunity to criticize each other's faults. It was a classic case of the pot calling the kettle black, as they were both equally selfish, egocentric, and self-centered. Their rivalry had become the stuff of legends in Sweetwater, providing the townsfolk with endless entertainment. One fateful day, the townspeople decided to intervene and put an end to this outrageous feud. They organized a Great Biscuit Bake-Off, inviting Miss Billie Jean and Miss Lily White to showcase their culinary skills once and for all. The excitement in the air was palpable as the entire community eagerly gathered in the town square, ready to witness the ultimate showdown. Miss Billie Jean and Miss Lily White prepared their dough, each determined to outdo the other. The tension was thick as they put their biscuits into the oven, both hoping for a miraculous transformation that would finally prove their baking prowess. After what felt like an eternity, the moment of truth arrived. The two rivals brought out their platters of buttermilk biscuits, carefully placing them on the judges' table. The crowd held its breath, waiting for the verdict. As the judges took their first bite, a hush fell over the square. To everyone's surprise, the biscuits were perfect. They were light, fluffy, and melted in the mouth, leaving the judges in a state of sheer ecstasy. It was a miraculous turn of events, defying all odds. Miss Billie Jean and Miss Lily White exchanged astonished glances, realizing that their biscuits had turned out to be a triumph. In that moment, they burst into laughter, letting go of their bitter rivalry and embracing the absurdity of the situation. The townspeople erupted into applause, celebrating the newfound friendship between the once feuding ladies. Miss Billie Jean and Miss Lily White hugged each other tightly, their laughter echoing through the square. The Great Biscuit Bake-Off had not only settled their rivalry but also brought them together in an unexpected and hilarious way. As the townsfolk rejoiced, they realized the moral of this amusing tale: sometimes the things that set us apart can bring us closer together. The rivalry between Miss Billie Jean and Miss Lily White, born out of pettiness and ego, had finally been broken by the very thing they both loved: the art of baking. From that day forward, the town of Sweetwater enjoyed an abundance of perfectly baked biscuits, and the laughter of Miss Billie Jean and Miss Lily White served as a reminder that life's absurdities are best faced with a hearty chuckle and an open heart.